much I love. Like the birds that need something turning up. Let's take a road trip out to the beach. See the sunrise, just you and me.
Little Ronnie, I rock with you. Yeah, I wanna be the rock for you. Yeah, I give a couple rocks to you. Wanna take it to the top with you. Girl, I'm always a rock for you. You the woman that I always choose. Open up my heart and I can't lose. Summertime love I'm used to. And cruising was made for love. Got you sitting in my passenger. Lean back at the stars above. And all the back like it's all love. And you're the only chick I trust. I never ever switch on us. Play the music that I trust. It's the summertime and it's all us.
How much I love. Like the birds that need something turning up. Let's take a road trip out to the beach. See the sunrise, just you and me. How much I love. How much I love. Like the birds that need something turning up. Let's take a road trip out to the beach. See the sunrise, just you and me.
You're my baby and I know that you need it. So I'ma give you everything you needed. I'ma be that shoulder when you lean it. Nah, baby, you ain't never ever seen it. Type of love you ain't never ever leaving. You ain't got to believe it. This is something that you know when you sold. I'm the hand you gon' hold when you old. The greatest love story ever told. Baby, you're the hands in my gold. You're like an ornament, girl, my heart's content. It's like a heaven sent, look. And if there is a God, she is love. I can feel it when you smile and your hugs. Baby girl, you're the only one I'm calling on. When the summertime comes, we're gon' be gone.
How much I love. Like the birds that need something turning up. Let's take a road trip out to the beach. See the sunrise, just you and me. Just you and me.
Bless up, bless up, bless up. It's your little brother Prince Judavon, aka Chris Kosmon in the building. Just wanted to come through this morning real quick and continue this build I was on last night. I was having some technical difficulties, y'all, man. I don't know what was going on with my laptop, but I'm back on my phone. It's charged up, and I wanted to continue on with this short little build. Like I said, man, hold on, let me turn this background music down a little tape. Yeah, so I was having a conversation with a co-worker of mine, and he was interested in OSFI so much so, man, he snatched it off my dashboard and started flipping through the pages and asking me questions about my thoughts on God and my thoughts on God and my thoughts on, the spiritual world and, the progression of spirit after death. He soon told me, not long after we was conversing, that his sister had passed away. Rest her soul, or may she rise in power and in understanding and light with Jaja's angels, the righteous angels. Salute to the righteous gods and the body goddesses out there. Salute to the creative gang in the building. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my big brothers, Kosmon Cal, the cloud kicker. You know what I'm saying? Kosmon Kruger. Shout out to my brother, Selah Shalom, the first person to really bring what I'm about to bring out today in this Kosmon Bible OSFI. Go over there, Selah Shalom TV, y'all. Check out the videos he done put out on this book called OSFI, the Sky, Earth, Spirit, the Kosmon Bible, the Bible of today, y'all. It's an interesting read for sure. And my big brothers, Selah Shalom, Kosmon Cal TV. Subscribe, share over there. You dig what I'm saying? And then Malachi Maccabee over at Honor and Humility STL. He got a whole plethora of information concerning the Nazarene Essene text, the Bible itself in general, the King James Version, you dig. Not only that, but the OSP, and not just that, but historical information, y'all. Proven scientific information is being pulled out of this OSP by these brothers. And last but not least, Robert Bacall, man, the equalizer. Daryl Cosma, my big brother, Brother Whirlwind. Shout out to all four of y'all, man, and everybody linked to the Credit Game, Bronze Yogi, Yahweh Yah. You know, shout out to the sisters, Keela, Yafa, you know what I'm saying, Julie Ray, you did, Deshaun, all the Imans, everybody, man. It's just all love and light from your little brother. Man, I'm so happy to be affiliated with some cats that are, man, brilliant minds, studiers of facts and figures, well-known axioms that we could present to get higher light on what Jaja, the creator of all, whose magnitude is incomprehensible, by the way. You know, we can get higher light on what he's showing us today. So without further ado, I want to get into what I was speaking on last night while my microphone was all staticky and my my phone was dying. I mean, my laptop was, all crazy technological stuff was going on yesterday, man. So I appreciate y'all who did coming up in there and listen and rock with your brother and bear with your brother while I was trying to produce some light. But yeah, we're gonna get into it again today because you know, Creator is undefeated. Ain't no stopping Jaja Light, man. It's gonna go forth, and it is for the benefit of both mortals and angels in this. So let's look at this, man. We was talking, me and my bro, yesterday. Um, like I said, about he had grabbed my OSB. He started flipping through the pages, asking me questions. Told me his sister and his partner passed away within a week of each other's time. And I said, man, it's kind of like divine timing that we was able to meet, and you can get some a little bit higher information or more information concerning what you're dealing with, because it's real. You know, it's real. And to have a book like OSP, Sky Earth Spirit, is a blessing from the Creator. So let's look at it. I took him to he asked me a question about the spiritual world in the Bible and Moses, particularly in the burning bush situation. And he asked me what I would do in that situation. If I was to see a bush on fire and a voice start talking out of it, what would I do? And I said that was an excellent question, man, because most people don't even go. Well, first thing you got to know is you got to question the spirit. Whatever voice you hearing or spirit you're contacting or that's trying to contact you, whether you're living in the mortal body and you see an angel or spirit or a manifestation of an entity of sorts, right? A dead person who used to be a living mortal, you see a what they some people call ghost, right? How do you respond? Whether it shows itself in shining glory, or if it's your ancestor showing himself as your grandmama or your grandfather, right? I told him it's not uncommon. That's not an uncommon thing, bro. People see and hear spirits every day. Sadly, many of these people are labeled schizophrenics and crazies, and you know, uncle, he was doing them drugs and his mind gone now. Nah. A lot of these men and women are actually having these real spiritual experiences. So how do we deal with that? Right? The OSP Bible gives us a practical way of understanding the spiritual experiences we have in the realities of the spiritual world. How do we, as mortals, we can't see angels. We hear things, you know what I'm saying? And maybe sometimes we may see a manifestation, like I'm saying, if it does happen to some people who are clairvoyant or clairaudient, or what OSP calls suis, right? What do you do? He asked me that question. That's a serious, heavy question. That's why I'm spending a little time on it. But yeah, so there's an example of Abraham in Owaspy. Abraham is in Owaspy? What? Yeah, so is Moses, so is Yeshua, and many, many other prophets that you probably ain't never even heard of. Chinese prophets. Because, Jaja got prophets everywhere. Poe, y'all ever heard of Poe? Chinese prophet? You ever heard of Chinese? You know what I'm saying? These is all prophets I was over in China. And over here in America, we got prophets listed in here from uh, uh, native men and women to America who were elevated, you know what I'm saying? Iawata, you know what I'm saying? It's just a lot of information. I was telling homie too when we was having this conversation about Owaspy, I said, it's the only book that tells you that the Negroes of America are indigenous to America, that this is our land. It's the one of the only spiritual books that you can look at, like in a context of like Bibles, that says that Negroes are the ones who are gonna bring forth the end of worship, the worship of gods and lords and saviors. But anyway, let me not get too far off. But I'm just saying, Owaspy is a dope ass book, y'all. Y'all gotta go get you one. If you can, order it on Amazon, yo. If you a studier out there, if you type person that really wanna find balance in all of this religion and all of this spirituality, and what is the balance? Where is it at? Well, this helps in a major way. Matter of fact, it's a Kosmon Bible. The word Kosmon not only means today, right now, but it means balance, to bring balance to all of this that we dealing with today, right now. You know what I mean? So if you're interested in OSP, I would encourage you to get you one on Amazon, like $30. Tap in with the Creative Gang, tap in with the Four Horsemen. You dig what I'm talking about? My big brothers already shouted them out. I ain't got to do that again. But yeah, we all linked up together in an organic body, man. I ain't out here by myself just whoop-de-doo. Nah, it's a whole gang of us out here. So I was telling my homie about this particular section in OSP when he was asking these questions. So I took him over to I can't share my screen right now, y'all, because like I said, my laptop was failing me yesterday. Technology was breaking down on me. So I had to get back on my phone. So I can't share my screen. But if you have your own OSP physical copy, or if you have it on your phone, you can pull it up, drop this video in YouTube down to the side of the screen, and go ahead and pull up your OSP real quick and turn to the book, first book of God. Let's get over here. Let me get over here real quick. Y'all take your time. Be patient with your brother today. Hold on. Let's see. Let me get over here. Shout out to everybody, man, doing good. Shout out to everybody feeling good. Shout out to everybody going through it. It's gonna be all right. You dig? You're gonna make it through. Keep your head high. You know, Judge, I love you. He ain't never gonna you're always in the presence of the Creator. He's ever present with you. That's one thing that frees you from being bound to um here we go, I found it. First book of God. Being bound to religion. Jaja's always with you. You ain't gotta wait for nobody to come save you. He with you right now, helping you raise yourself up. And that's real spill. Hold on real quick, y'all. All right, here we go. We back in the first book of God, dealing with Abraham, right? And a situation that happened to him in spirit. So I was sharing this with my homie at work, and he was like, "Damn, nigga, that hit different." Right? So I'm gonna share it with y'all today again. It's found in the book of Owaspy. I think it's on page 289 in the first book of God. I think this is the right page. Am I in the right section? It's chapter 13. I should be in chapter 9. Yeah, here he is. So page 279 in big blue. If y'all got the blue Owaski Bible. And this is what Abraham experienced dealing with a spirit pump thinking to be the creator or even a righteous God. I was telling my boy, you got to be able to listen and discern of whatever you hearing from whatever spirit or angel. You know what I'm saying? Understanding that, comprehending, in fact, that whatever spirit you hearing is a one-time mortal man. So just the way you deal with your partner down the street, down the way, it's the same way you're gonna deal with uh, a spirit or an angel that appears to you, right? So let's get into what Abraham dealt with. And this ain't complicated, y'all. This ain't nothing deep. It's just it's just what it is. All right, verse 11, and it reads, no, verse 10. Now, after Abraham and his people were returned from Jareh, his camp, and it was night, God said to Abraham, be thou steadfast and show thy people that they may understand my words. And whilst they were yet praying before the altar, God withdrew from Abraham. So he told him, be steadfast, bro, and teach your people my words so that they can understand what I'm saying. And then he walked away a little pace, and he suffered an evil angels who had followed them from Sodom and Gomorrah to draw near about the altar. And one of the angels clothed himself in a great light. One of the evil angels clothed himself in a great light. You see that? And with a crown on his head and with sparkling gems, he appeared. So all the multitude of people could look upon him. So this evil angel appeared in diamonds and glory with a crown on his head. So all of the people could see him. Abraham said, who are you? And the spirit said, I am thy God, ruler of heaven and earth. And Abraham said, well, I'm your servant. You see how humble Abraham was? He said, okay, you God, I'm your servant. What you need? And this is the evil spirit. And the spirit said, thou shalt take thine only son Isaac and thy host, who were with thee at Sodom and Gomorrah, and go with me whither I will lead you, for I have a great work for you. Abraham said, whatsoever thou puttest upon me to do, that will I do. So in the morning, Abraham and Isaac, his son, and the hosts who had been with Abraham to Sodom and Gomorrah assembled together. And Abraham spake, saying, whither, O God? Where to? Where we going? And the spirit answered, saying, take sticks and firebrand, and come thou to the summit of yonder hill, for thou shalt restore the rights of burnt offerings. So Abraham told what God had said, and they started. And Isaac carried the bundle of willows, such as basket makers use, saying, this will light the large pieces. But what will thou burn for an offering, O Father? This is what Isaac said. He said, I see all the stuff we got to burn, but what we gonna burn? And Abraham said, God will provide. So this story is very commonly known to most of us. This ain't, that we already know all this, pretty much this part of the story. But what we didn't know, what I was trying to share with homeboy that was brought out is different from the Bible, is that this is not the creator speaking to Abraham. You dig? So how is Abraham dealing with the spirit at first? He's like, okay, you're God. I see the jewels. What you need me to do? He doing everything he's saying do, not knowing that this is a wicked spirit clothed in light, right? So yeah, man, it get deep, because even in the Bible it shows us, if you're a Bible believer type person, right? You're a Christian and you believe the whole Bible and all that, then you already know that Paul, quote unquote, said that some angels can show themselves in a ray of light, an evil angel. So this is just proof of that. You dig what I'm saying? This is a higher level. Okay, so let's keep reading. So Abraham dealing with this, he doing everything the spirit said. He got the sticks even Isaac working with him and all the hosts with him. And they ask him, Isaac asking him, we got all the stuff, where's the offering though? What we gonna burn? Abraham's response to his son is God's gonna provide. And when they ascended to the place, Abraham gathered the logs and heaped them up, and Isaac placed the willows. Then spake the Spirit, and he said, what shall a man love above all things in the world? And Abraham said, God, nigga, duh. And the Spirit said, for this reason, thou shalt offer thine only son Isaac. Remember, Isaac was like, what we gonna burn? What's the burnt offering? And Isaac said, and Abraham told his son, oh, God gonna provide the offering. And then when it came down to figure out what the offering was, the Spirit said it's gonna be Isaac, your son. You gonna burn him alive in front of all these people. Watch. Verse 7, the Spirit spoke, saying, what shall a man love above all things in the world? And Abraham said, God. And the Spirit said, okay, since you say that, for that reason, you shall offer your only son Isaac as a burnt offering, and it shall be a testimony before thee and thy people that thou wilt obey God even to the sacrifice of thine own flesh and kin. What? What? Oh, shout out to my big brother Bronze in the chat. Peace to you, bro. Peace, 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 man. In the name of the ever present. Yeah, man. We back at it like some crack addicts. You know what I'm saying? It don't stop. It don't stop. Yeah. So Abraham is having this conversation with the Spirit concerning the sacrifice of his son, and the Spirit is cloaked in light. Abraham is under the auspices that he's actually a true God or the creator, or at least a true God, but he ain't. He's a false spirit, right? Abraham says, show me, man, that you art God, that I may not err. This is how we check the Spirit. For I have been commanded not to kill. Easy work. I told my bro, he asked me the question, what do you do? What would you do if you saw a bush on fire and a voice spoke to you out the bush? I told him, first thing you got to do is find out what, in fact, the voice is asking you or telling you. And you got to discern on that at that point, if it's high raised or if it's coming from a righteous angel, right? Or the creator, or if it's coming from a low raised spirit, a wicked angel. You only can do that by asking the question. He was like, oh, bro, that makes perfect sense. So now he has a practical way from Oaspi, right? Or from Jaja directly, however you want to say it. Indirectly from Oaspi and indirectly from me, but that light was turned on in his mind. So I just wanted to, bring this out because I had never even heard this before. About a couple years ago when I started reading Oaspi for myself, trying to find a balance, because I was dealing with this in real life, man. Like I was dealing with feeling the energy or the presence of my grandmother and my not knowing. I know I wasn't supposed to pray to the ancestors or worship the ancestors and nothing like that. I knew that was wild, but at the same time, how do I deal with if I feel like I'm hearing something, you know what I mean, or feeling some type of way about somebody that was gone, and he had told me his sister just passed last week, and then his homeboy before her about 4 days. So it was just amazing, and I give praise to the Great Spirit to be able to help a brother, you know what I'm saying, in any kind of way, but especially in this type of spiritual understanding, because it's just that time. Kosmon is a time. It's not just a name. It ain't just a cool term. It represents a time period of at least 3,000 to 3,500 years. And in our time of Kosmon right now, in every corporeal earth, Kosmon is this time of great spiritual awakening and balance between spiritual and physical corporeal things. And so I just love seeing the balance coming to fruition within my own eyes, and to see people come to the light of Jaja and give praise to Jaja, knowing that it ain't to God necessarily, right? And then learning how to deal with spirit and all of that. So I don't want to hold everybody too long, but yeah, let's check out how Abraham checked the spirit once again. Check verse 18. The spirit said, "You're gonna show me. You're gonna sacrifice your son today in front of everybody." Abraham said, "Hold on, man. Show me you God for real, so I might not error, because that's a crazy request for one. And I have been commanded not to kill." So the great spirit is to his inspiration is not to kill nothing. That's direct from him. Whenever you feel like you are, uh, 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 how can I say it? Inspired not to kill nothing. That's coming directly from the creator. And I can read that in the book of inspiration real quick, chapter 8. Let me jump over there real quick just for the reference. I'm just chilling right now. I got a little time right now in between times. So book of inspiration. Let me run over here real quick. Yeah, check this out. Chapter 8, verse 8 says, "My angel said unto man, become thou one with thy creator." These are his direct inspirations, right? So the direct inspirations from Jaja, no middleman, straight to you, straight to your heart, straight to your soul, to your spirit. This is what is directly from the all in all, everywhere present, all powerful, mover, shaker, creator, destroyer of all things. You know what I mean? This is coming from the life giver directly to your soul, right? So check this out. What is it? To love the creator above all else, and thy neighbor as thyself. That's direct from the creator. To give delights only delights, to only give delights and not pain. That's coming from Jaja direct. To not kill nothing. There it is. To not kill. Direct inspiration from creator. To do not violently, right? To do not violently against his creatures. So you ain't out here just killing stuff, being violent against, torturing animals, or you know what I'm saying? All of that stuff is well, we'll find out later, is inspiration from Hasatan or Satan, your surroundings, right? That's not coming from the creator directly. So check this out. To not kill nothing is a direct inspiration. To do not violently against his creatures is a direct inspiration from Jaja. To be considerate of the liberty of all the living. We ain't about no slavery. Jaja not about no slavery. You be considerate of a man's liberty to be himself individually with Jaja and within the collective, all of living, all races of people and men. You dig? So yeah, we got that directly from creator. No slavery. Be considerate of liberty. To interdict not the happiness and hope of others, only where you can return to transcendent glory and the hope and peace thereof, right? So you don't interdict people's happiness, right, and their hope, except if you can give them a higher hope, a higher light. You know, I'm not gonna tell you that that Christmas is pagan, but then don't tell you that, you know, um we can do a better holiday though instead of that one. You know what I mean? Just something like that. You know, you don't interdict a person's happiness except for you where you can give them something better. Like, I'm not gonna take your Game Boy away from you unless I'm gonna be able to give you a PlayStation 2. You dig what I'm saying? And I'm showing how old I am now, talking about some PS2. They already on PS5 and stuff. But yeah, man. Uh, y'all go ahead, like, share, subscribe if y'all you know what I'm saying, rocking with your little bro. I'm just out here chilling, man. It ain't really nothing going on. I just wanted to really continue this conversation and this build on how to deal practically with the spirits and things like that. And understanding not only that, but the progression of your spirit after death. I'll get into that a little bit too, because you know, we deal with women, we deal with our loved ones who pass away, like my brother dealt with his sister recently passing. and that's a part of life. But what's not understood a lot of times because of religion and the dumbing down of, or just the, well, it's all falling down now anyway. The religion and all of the veil is falling down. That's why this Cosmon era is so dope, because all of this stuff is coming to light. We're being able to see the heavens unfolded before our very eyes, practically, and being able to understand it. You know what I'm saying? Comprehend it, and it makes sense. We got proofs. You know what I'm saying? It ain't just spookism. You believe in ghosts. Yeah, we believe in spirits that that live on and progress on, but many of them exist around us. You dig what I'm saying? On a daily basis, and that's just the system and order of the heavens right around mortals, and that's the kind of information that it's just coming out right now. If you're a studier, if you're into that, OASB is a very, very good book to be able to help you understand practically. That's what it's written for. It's literally the purpose. It's a practical guidebook to the spiritual world. So yeah, so we got this practical understanding of how we are directly inspired by the Creator. So the way that Abraham was able to deal with the evil spirit that approached him, pump faking to be a righteous God, but then telling to off his son in front of everybody as an offering to show his fidelity to the Creator. That only makes sense. So Abraham was able to check him based on what was told to him by Creator to his soul, which is, man, you ain't supposed to kill nothing. Definitely not your own son. That ain't coming from me. And as soon as Abraham told the angel, the wicked spirit, when he said, hey, I've been commanded not to kill nothing. Wait, hold on. Prove to me that you God, homie. The spirit dipped on him. Had to get up out of there. Because he perceived that Abraham knew the higher law. You dig? So that's all you got to know is just, when you're dealing with spiritual communion, you always got to heed what's being said to you. What is the spirit saying? Is it rocking with what I know to my core to be of Creator? It's character, right? You got to weigh it against the character of the ever present. He's peaceful. He's loving. He's harmonious with all. He ain't about no killing. His direct inspiration is love your neighbor as yourself. That's direct from Jaja. Easy work, man. You know what I'm saying? So let me all praises to the ever present great spirit, man. Everybody who tapped in, man, I appreciate y'all, whether y'all in here live with your little brother or if you're watching the rebroadcast. I know I was doing a lot of talking, but it's just good just to be able to, I wish I could drop the link in the chat, but I'm on my phone right now. But it's just good to come on here, be able to chop it up with your peoples, man. Shout out to everybody. I love y'all so much, man, for real. All right, let me what else did we talk about in that conversation? Oh yeah. We was dealing with the system and order of the heavens, right? So I was showing them, kind of just like the more so the physicality of the corporeal world, and then because in OASB it breaks down the three great worlds, which is the corporeal world, the spiritual world, and the atmospheric world, and then the etherian worlds. So the spiritual side is both atmospheric and etherian, and then the corporeal is what we see with our eyes. So if you ever anything that's corporeal, that's worshiped, that's physical, that's seen, that's worshipped, even if it's you say you worship the wind, right? Anything like that is basically saying is idolatry. You worship anything with a form and figure, that's considered idolatry against the Great Spirit, because the Great Spirit is not seen like you see a man sitting on a throne. And I was breaking that down to the homie, and he was like, dude, that makes so much sense. That shit hit so much different. He's like, it just hit different. And that's the crazy part, because everybody in the gang said the same thing. Oh, OASP hit different, yo. So when you got one and you can read it and you can study along with some people, man, I encourage y'all, like I said, come like my channel, I'm always kind of trying to dig into spiritual texts and kind of question things and ask questions to Jaja, and not just that, but to actually be out here doing good. It ain't about just coming on here talking and reading, but it's actually about doing good for others, so we can connect on community events. You know what I'm saying? We can connect on just how we can do good for people, man. I got my sister out here right now, and I just love the fact that I can be a help to people, man. That's really what being a faith is all about. So I was able to help homie, using this Olaspi Bible just to help comfort him and his sister. I told him too. I was like, your sister, man, even she just passed away, but their system in order, even to what happens to the spirit or the soul of a person when they cross over. And I took him to the Book of Discipline. I'll jump over there real quick. We in Olaspi, and I'm in the Big Blue version. Um, we jump over to the Book of Discipline. Like I said, we just chilling, man. We ain't doing too much extra. Just wanted to revamp this conversation I had with the homie, man. It was unexpected. I wasn't even expecting to get into nothing about OSB spiritual stuff. Then he hit me, but my sister just passed away. I was like, yo, this is kind of some work Jaja putting on me today. I gotta lift my brother up. Let me help lift bro up. And lift myself up. Cause whenever you share, and that's what I was encouraging y'all last night. Don't be shy, man. Y'all got OSBs, man. If y'all know what y'all know, you are free to share that light. Because people are looking for insight right now. It's the information. It's Kosmon. This is, man, all of the false gods is falling. And Jaja light is can't be stopped. So once you align yourself with doing good and sharing your light, you don't even know how much you're helping people who are looking for it. Just to take a deep breath and like, oh man, I ain't crazy. Sheesh. I ain't the only one that know Jesus ain't ain't to be worshipped like that. He's our brother. About to get into that. Book of Discipline, chapter 1. OY Speed, Sky, Earth, Spirit. Book of Discipline, chapter 1. Hold on, let me scroll. There we go. Boom, bow. Boom, bop, bing, bap, boom, bop, bam. The type of schism you wouldn't understand. All right. Book of Discipline, OY Spizzle, Sky, Earth, Spirit. Chapter 1. God reveals who he is. Now, this is kind of for the gang, this is elementary. We've been on this for a while. I'm gonna read it though for those of you who may not have heard it. My homie didn't have her. Now he ain't never heard this, but when he heard it, he said, "Man, that makes so much sense, homie." Read that again. Chapter 1. God revealeth who he is. God reveals who he is. Who God? Who is you? This is the word from the organic heaven. And I told my homie, I said, "Hey, the organic heaven is what's right around us. The air, the oxygen, or that's atmosphere. That's organic heaven. This is the word from high up in the organic heaven." He said, "Hear me," or he said, "Hear the words of thy God, O man. I am your brother. I'm your brother." This is in Owaski, Book of Discipline, chapter 1. God is saying in this Bible, the Kosmon Bible Owaski, he's revealing who he is. He said, "I'm your brother." From Jump Street, you jump back to what Yeshua said or Jesus said in the Bible. He said, "Y'all no longer slaves, man. Y'all my brothers. I'm telling you everything you need to know." A slave don't know what the master is doing. You did, but the brothers and the ones that's family in the master's house know what's going on. So Yeshua was putting us up on this same concept, is what I'm saying. He was like, "Oh, bro, yeah. I see where you headed." I'm like, "Yeah, man." And in the book of Psalms, it tell you, "Know ye not that you are God?" Check this out. He said, "Hear the words from thy God, oh man." This book of discipline, y'all. Oh, I speak. Get you one. God said, "I'm your brother, risen from mortality to a holy place in heaven." Profit thou with my wisdom and be admonished by my love. So God said, I used to be immortal. I'm your brother. I used to be just like you. I rose up out of mortality like a butterfly coming out the cocoon, homie. And I rose to where? A holy place in heaven. Prophet, this is for your profit. My wisdom is for your profit. He said, be admonished, what? Be uplifted, be corrected. Admonished is being to be encouraged by my love. I love you, little bro. I'm your brother. I used to be just like you. For as I'm your elder brother, though, so shall it be with you to rise also in time to come and to look back to mortals and to call them, right, to the exalted heavens of the Almighty. So God is your big brother who was here to raise you up. He said, look back to mortals and raise them up. One day you're going to be in that same position as your big brother right now, your big sister, because God can also be a woman, a goddess, or a lordess, right? Chieftainess. Yeah. Angels are also, women. If there's women on earth, there got to be women angels, because an angel, which we're going to read right now, is nothing more than a one-time mortal man, just like God is. God said, I'm your brother. And I was breaking this down to my homie, man. He was just like, man, all for it. Everything was just clicking in his mind. Jaja was turning that light on. And I had to tell him too, because I saw him looking. I'm like, bro, don't think that this ain't got nothing to do with me. This Jaja is showing you something that you need to hear right now. I'm indirectly giving you light, but Jaja he's actually flicking it on in your mind and in your spirit and your heart. So don't be shy out there, man, when it comes to sharing this light on OSB. If you got YouTube channels, if you got podcasts, if you do music, whatever you're doing, man, do movies. We trying to make movies about OSB right now. The gang is really trying to do things. And Jaja gonna make it happen, because look, you just put yourself in the way of the high raised angels. Align yourself with Jaja and watch what happens. I promise you, y'all, it's gonna be some amazing stuff going on. Even if we don't even see it technically now manifest, we the ones bringing this light. Who ain't nobody else talking about? The homie saw this book, never seen it before. Was like, yo, what is that? You see what I'm saying? And that's how I was when I heard Mally reading it. I was like, what is that? See what I'm saying? So that's the energy right now in Kosmon, is like, what is that? Where, the words of Tay, it's in here too in the book of Oaspi. And the word Tay or Tai means it's the highest light of all mankind, the highest thoughts of all good men and women, right? Is the word, that's what Tay means. The collective highest light of man in mortal flesh. And so when we pray collectively, Jaja hear it all, and he take, and the angels, they gonna help, trust and believe. And we help them. Like I said, you got newborn angels that ain't never heard. They still been, they could still be easily bamboozled by a spirit in the spiritual world who been over there for a long day. You dig what I'm saying? And they can appear and try to enslave these young spirits. And that's a lot of the time the high raised angels are trying to work to bring those newborn spirits to the light. So we help, even just the conversations we have, the prayers we pray, you know what I mean? Trust me, all of that light is going out, and it ain't no stopping Jaja from what he doing. So just put yourself in the way and trust and believe you're gonna be used. Because I was not expecting to have this conversation with the homie, and then to hear his sister died. Now I'm like, I feel obligated in a sense to share it. Like I can't not share it. That's the crazy part. So yeah, man, I'm like, y'all gotta get you an OSP, man, and hook up with the creator gang. You dig what I'm saying? The creator gang is we the ones really pumping this out. Try, look up on YouTube, take some time, get you a pen, pencil, write this down, or just type it in your phone, whatever. Uh, Creator Gang TV. Type, put that in your phone. Selah Shalom TV. Put that in your phone. Kosmon, Komson TV. Put that in your phone. right? You got to link up. We got all got to start linking up together so we can grow together. You know what I mean? And the creator gang, we already got it established. You know what I mean? It's big things coming with the gang, man. So you know what I'm saying? Stay up on it, bro. I'm just trying to be a little light and encourage people out here, man. But so check this out. Let me keep reading. Who is God? God said, man, I'm your brother first and foremost. I ain't no more than what you gonna be. I used to be immortal like you. I rose to a holy place in heaven, and I'm here to raise you up, you know what I'm saying, to the higher exalted heavens of the Almighty. Verse 4 say, God says, to Jehovah, all adoration and glory forever. He ain't say to me. Your big brother didn't say, hey, praise me. Give me all your adoration and glory forever. No, he said, give it to the creator. See that? That just hit different. I don't care where you coming from, because it hit different. The proof that it hits different is the cognitive dissonance that sets in, or the immediate freedom and liberty that you see revealed in your friends when they hear this stuff like this. You can see how it affects them instantly, right? That's how you know, oh, I has to be powerful, boy. As soon as somebody hears God is your brother and not the creator, it's gonna either intrigue them to the point of liberty, or it's going to cause cognitive dissonance to set in to the point of them becoming contrary. You did. And you can literally see that. So the force of OASP is there. This ain't found in too many other texts that I've ever read. I've never, I mean, I can see Jaja even when I read the Bible, you dig what I mean? Like when I said Jesus said that I'm your brother. He said, y'all no longer slaves. Y'all ain't never been slaves. Y'all sons and daughters just like me. We're brothers and sisters, right? That's easily understood in the Bible. If you are a son and daughter of the creator, that's how you're going to hear that, period. You're not going to hear Jesus say, you worship me. But if you're a Christian, and you follow Christianity, you're going to hear the doctrine more so than you hear Yeshua himself. So with that being said, God continues on to express to us here that the creator, he gives worship to the Father. Just like Jesus said, pray to the Father. He said, by and through him, the Father, Jehovah, is all life and motion. Anything moving is moving because of him. Anything living is living because of him. And power, all power is his. And all things seen are by and through him. And all things unseen are by and through him. Nor is there any angel in heaven so high. No, ain't no angel so high up or sufficiently wise to even comprehend Jehovah or the creator in his entirety, y'all. That's what God is showing us right here. It ain't no angel up there higher than creator. Nobody can even comprehend the creator, yo. Man, you talking about galaxies beyond galaxies, suns, moons, stars, uncountable planets, incorporeal earths. Yeah, come on, man. We ain't finna figure this cat out. All of these souls and spirits and etheria, even the unseen world, there ain't no way we about to wrap our mind around Jaja, man. All this vortex and current colors, and you ain't gonna, So that's what God is telling us, our big brother. Salute to the righteous gods, man, Nirvanian goddesses, and even beyond, to the OTNs and everybody's keeping stuff righteously in order with the Creator, so that we can all benefit together in harmony. That's what it's about, yo. It's not about the division of religion. Ugh, that's a bar. It's not about division of religion. Nah. Ugh, that's a bar. What? It's not about division of religion. It's about the unification of all Jaja babies. Let's get it. All right. For what? Nor is there an angel so high or sufficiently wise to even comprehend Jehovah in his entirety, nor to see him as thou seest thy fellow man. I told this to my homie. You're not going to ever see. So if you see a spirit, you ain't going to ever see the creator. So like you see a man sitting on a throne. You did? You're not going to see him like you see your fellow man, your homies, walking down the street. Oh, there's the creator right there. He made no. Whatever you see is the creation, not the creator. Even angels. Angels are created. They used to be mortals. So if you are an angel and you see an angel talking about I'm your God, you could tell him your breath stank. You pump faking. Cause I can see you. I ain't supposed to be able to see you like I see my fellow man or angel or a tree or a rock or an idol or whatever. You ain't gonna ever see Jaja like that. You see that? All praises to the everywhere present great spirit who's in all places at once. See that? Verse 7 says, for he is within all, beyond and over all. Clearly understood. Being ever present in all places. So if you sitting on the throne on your hind parts, you ain't ever present in all places. So this is, like I said, to the gang, this is elementary to us at this point. For the most part, we get this. And it's dope to see other people that ain't never even read OSP or heard OSP already rocking in that vibration. And then understanding even deeper that here in America and Guatemala, in our homeland, this indigenous to the Negro land, we never worship God's Lords and Saviors over here. It was always about the Great Spirit over here. And then the prophecy is that the Negroes, especially these four horsemen rocking with the Creator Gang, was going to begin to bring forth the fall of the God worship. Yeah, you welcome Anu Hassaj. Well, the gang is here to help break down the worship of God, the word God, lords and saviors. No, we don't worship none of y'all. Y'all brothers and sisters to us. And we know these things because we've been inspired to know that by the righteous God, right? That Jaja is all in all, man. This is God. Like I told you, this is God talking to us about the Creator. He said he's within all, beyond and over all, being ever present in all places, doing by virtue of his presence, because he's here, doing by virtue of his presence, quickening all the living. Guess what? He's the most adorable of all things as well. I love that part. When I get to see my baby smile and that little adorable, her little cheeks and all that, man, I'm be looking at Jaja in her like, man, you are the most adorable in all. Because how do you do this? You know what I'm saying? That make that love feel so cuddly, fresh, and relaxing, and encouraging and strengthening. Just that in itself, and that don't never stop. That love connection is spiritual. It continues forever. Forever, man. Jaja is amazing. It's truly marvelous. So, yeah, even as the sun is, right? As we got the sun to the light as the light of day, so is Jehovah to the understanding of all the living. Just as the sun is to the light of day, so is the Creator to your understanding. Without him, you can't have no understanding. You ain't got no light. You're dark without Jaja. Any wisdom or light that you got is manifested because he is all wisdom. He's all knowing. He's omniscient. There's nothing he don't know. You did? Easy work. I appreciate y'all, you know what I'm saying, rocking with your little brother for this little time, man. This has been a blessing so far to myself. Hopefully it's been a blessing to the angels in us and as well as everybody listening. Yeah, we're going to keep going. So not only is he the light to your understanding, but that understanding is where you contemplate the road of everlasting life, rising in wisdom, love, and power forever. Like I said, it don't stop. He said, hear thy God, O man, and distinguish then that the twain, the two, God and Jehovah are not the same one, nor more is thy God than what you shall be. I ain't no more than what you gonna be, man, in time to come, bro. It's just what it is. It's how Jehovah set it up in the system and order of things in the spiritual elevation of man. There's system and order. So I was telling my bro, man, like, yeah, your sister passed away, but she got major things to accomplish in life. She's still living. She's still learning. Even this experience for her being able to having to come out of her mortality, you know what I'm saying? And she may have been pissed off when she came out. But the fact that me and you having this conversation right now, she may be not far in spirit, listening, understanding, you know what I'm saying? Even hearing me read this, you know, the angels is rocking with her, helping to calm her down. I'm helping here on mortality side, help her brother understand what's going on. You know what I'm saying? It just don't stop. It's real. So we got to be able to see that us being faithists, we need to be able to see that we are actively working in Jaja's kingdom on earth every day, helping people understand and doing good for one another. It's very simple, man. God tell us, you got to understand, man, I ain't the creator. I give praise to the creator. It ain't no God, no angel so high up that can ever even fathom Jaja. I'm just a spirit. I used to be immortal like you. One day you gonna be like me, and I'm gonna raise higher, even to the higher levels. You see what I'm saying? That's what God is showing us. Now check out the system in order. He said, "Hear the word of your God, distinguished in the twain. Jehovah and God are not the same." First mortality, verse 15 says, "First mortality, then death." So first you immortal. This is the system in order in place. First mortality, right? You're immortal first, then death. Yes, you die, which is the first resurrection. You graduate. You resurrect to the next level in spirit, and such are the spirits of the dead. They're angels. A spirit of the dead is an angel that what is dwelling with mortals upon the earth where they abide, some for a few years. So angels are dwelling amongst mortals on the earth where we abide. Some of these angels are spirits, like my bro sister. I was breaking this down to him. She might be around for a few years, still learning and figuring out and growing with Jaja on the earth level for a few years. It could be that for her. You know what I'm saying? Or a couple days. Usually it's about for a faithist. When you look in the book of discipline, I mean, this in the book of divinity, it usually says they only here for a couple of days if they faithist, and then they go to their station in the atmospheric heaven. You know, whether they rank graded for the 50s because they did 50% selflessly for others on the earth and 50% for themselves. So they station in the heavenly ranks or in the realms of the 50s. That's not a bad grade. You did 50% for other people. So when your spirit comes out, you go to this place where the 50s are ranked. You did, and if you did 75% for others, and this is found, I should jump over here because my brother Malachi is breaking this down right now on his channel. So let me harmonize with the brethren, man, and jump over to the book of judgment real quick and go through this real spill. Um, the book of judgment gives you kind of like well, not kind of like he gives them a factual or a solid system and order that you can comprehend. You know what I'm saying? Book of discipline. I mean, book of divinity, right here. Yeah. Hold on. Yeah, here it is. All right, so book of divinity is gonna be on page in the book blue, big blue is gonna be on page 236, 237. And oh wait, no, I said divinity. No, I meant book of judgment. I'm sorry. I knew I was book of judgment. Hold on, y'all. Hold on real quick. Yeah. Book of judgment. So check this out, man. It talks about the spiritual ranks and grades of spirits when you cross over. Now you could build your spiritual grade up. Um, and we got, with the credit game, we got charts and stuff. I can't show it right now because I don't have my laptop, but check this out though. The grade that you rank in spirit is based on what you do for others. And I want to try to find the reference verse real quick. I'm trying to find out. I think we are grades. I want to say it's like chapter 3. No. Hmm. Is it the Book of Judgment? I think it is. Yeah, it is. Anybody in the chat know where Mally was reading from earlier? That'd be. I think. Hold on. Hmm. Man, y'all don't even know, man. I got this OSB I'm reading from right now. I got it from Yafa, cause she had two of them, but I had lost my other OSB, man. And it's crazy because I had so many notes in that thing, yo. I mean, I'm talking about a plethora of notes. But yeah, yeah. I don't know where that chapter is at though, where it talks about the. I thought it was Judgment chapter 3. Maybe I'm tripping. But yeah. So anyway, I was just talking about the system in order and how it's things in place. Oh, bless up, big brother Malachi Macabizzle in the in the building. All praises to the Great Spirit, man. You already know what it is, big dog. Salute to the God. But yeah, so I'm just doing a little part 2 session rapping about the conversation unexpected that I had yesterday with the homie at work about the OSP and how, he was breaking down how he didn't really rock with the whole idea of worshiping gods and lords. Well, he said he didn't really rock with worshiping, like the way people worship Jesus. He felt like Jesus was pointing us to the Father, which was on point. You dig what I'm saying? So I was like, bro, you got to get with the game, man. You gotta tap in. You got to get you up. You got to. And he was clutching this OSP, man, just holding it like thumbing through it. Hey, but Mally, man, which part of the Book of Judgment was you reading from yesterday? Because that's where I was gonna go to. Yeah, man. I was gonna try to pull that up. You was reading. I thought you said it was the Book of Judgment, chapter 3. I'm just rapping this morning, big bro. I mean, I'm just continuing that little conversation I had. That's all. My bro was so inspired, and whenever you present the older people, you either gonna get a liberating reception, or you're gonna end up getting cognitive dissonance set in. You dig what I'm saying? So, you know, oh yeah, I was looking for the Book of Judgment, the grades where they line out the grades. I know it's chapter. I thought it was chapter 3. You was reading from. Yeah, it's shout out to the faith that's out there, man. Shout out to the family, man. Like I said, this is the brother right here. I tell y'all. Oh, chapter 6. Okay. Yeah, y'all go like, subscribe, and share over at Honor and Humility STL. You see it up on the screen. Tap in with my big brother anytime if you want. If you study your man of the scriptures, you got to go tap in with the creator game. I was telling my homie he gonna have to come tap in too, because like I said, he was dealing with a lot of stuff concerning his sister passing away. Hold on, it's a train going by. Hold on, real quick. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So when he saw the Osby, man, he lost his mind. He was like, "What is that? What book is that?" And I saw him tripping on the book. I'm like, it's just a book on me, you know what I mean? And I mean, it's crazy. It's some light in there you ain't never heard in your life, but it'll change your life. But yeah, it's dope. So anyway, we started rapping about it. But I was telling him how he's talking about his sister had passed away, and I was telling him his sister going through a system in order right now, depending on her. Anyway, she going through re- this all being revealed to her. She a newborn spirit now. She ain't just disappear into nothingness. Her spirit is now being nurtured and cared for by her guardian angels, who are trying to show her, where she at, where she gonna live, where she gonna be now that she in this new world, you know what I'm saying, or in this second level of or first resurrection. So anyway, the dude was really blown away by the information, so I had to break open the O and show him certain parts. So I already went through, um, you know, the whole idea of the Negro in America bringing forth once again the worship of the Great Spirit and knocking down the worship of God and Jesus and Muhammad and all of this religious. This is about liberation, and I seen the liberation in his eyes right when he started rocking. You know what I mean? Salute to the Credit Gang, man. Kosmon Kruger in the building, the Cloud Kicker. My big brother, man. Y'all go like, subscribe, and share over there, man. Credit Gang out here changing the world, yo, bringing this light and being a comfort to people because a lot of people got questions. Everybody got questions right now, and it's that time. Cosmon ain't just a name; it's a time period of a balance between spiritual and corporeal light, information, and factual information. You know what I'm saying? Axioms and figures coming out that we can see and prove objectively. So now that we got this time, we might as well take our time and be that light. And like I said, I'm not gonna sit up here and hide this. It's impossible. It's literally impossible for me to hear somebody tell me what they're going through spiritually, or I'm trying to figure this out, or what you think about God, and I don't try to share what I've learned. It's literally impossible. I feel like we put here just to do what we doing and have these conversations, right? So yeah, man. It was a blessing. Just having this experience with my bro. So let me see if I can read a little bit about what I was showing. Well, I think that was actually in the Book of Divinity, though. The Book of Divinity is where it shows like the education, the spiritual education of the first resurrection, the second resurrection after you cross over and you graduate in spirit, right? So I don't want to get too far deep into that, but I was just in the conversation. I was telling my bro that the OSP goes into all that information, and I gave him the link to the OSP Standard Edition online, hooked him up with the gang, and yeah, we dropping light bombs, man. We dropping light bombs everywhere, bro. The creator's light can't be stopped. You dig what I'm saying? So I was encouraging everybody in the chat, everybody in the game, like, y'all don't be shy, man. Don't be shy about talking about OSP. People might, you might try to, and if you ever feel like you caught up about something, shoot them to the gang, man. It's family members out here that really care about getting light out and truth out. You know what I mean? And it ain't just in OSP. It ain't just here. You know what I mean? Jaja, like you said, it's everywhere. Jaja dropping light bombs everywhere, dog. So salute to the righteous guys and the bunny and goddesses out here sharing light the best they can. Because one thing Daryl Cosmon told me personally was, man, whatever you know, you are free and live in that liberty to teach it and share it. Whatever you know to be true, you can share. Confidence. You know what I mean? No stuttering Stanleys. Yeah, stuttering Stanley. No, we know what we know, and we standing on that. Jaja is everywhere present. He ain't no man sitting on a throne. When I told homie that and started reading that book of discipline, boy, he started bobbing his head up and down like he just knew. He already knew it. Boy, already knew. Bible said we is. I told him, I said, man, we telling you. All I'm saying is what you already know in the Bible that tells you already a God. But you're supposed to be here not to be worshipped and praised and have people groveling in your slaves. No, you're supposed to be here to be the first servant of people. Just like a king on earth is the first servant, and he got a kingdom of people he got to care for. I read him that in the Book of Discipline. Such is the kingdom of your God, a kingdom of angels, and your God is an angel too. And you gonna be that. That's just big bro or big sis. I told him the God today is not even a man. We've been praying to a man, thinking the God of today is a woman. Her name is Shay Sivi, the antidotus, the one breaking down the laws of righteousness and balance and spiritual understanding, bringing that light to helping bring that light to us from Jaja. So we got to understand that it ain't just what we thought it was. It's deeper. And that's what the homie was already on. He was like, man, and he was only like 22, 21, 22 years old. Cosmon light is already on. You know what I mean? It's just, you just need to be that little bit of, bro, you got that. You in the right lane. Stay there. Keep going. You know, that's all, brother, we need. You know, don't need no. And the God said, on the third day, it's gonna be a fire and brimstone. Like, no, we don't need all that. We don't need no fire brimstone doctrine telling us we going to hell. We just need to be told to keep doing good, like we'd already doing. Keep searching. And the OSP, man, it tell you straight up, it ain't. Religion is dividing people. That's the beast system. You know, and then niggas start seeing stuff so easily, man. Cosmon. So just be encouraged out there, y'all, to keep firing off. Let me go over here. Like I said, I was in the book of discipline earlier, and I had got off a little bit. But yeah, I'm just rapping this morning and just bringing that light out, man. Jaja everywhere. Homie knew off top. He was like, he said, man, what would you do if you saw an angel? No, he said, what would you do if you saw a bush on fire and a voice popped up out that thing, speaking to you, talking about he God? I said, that's crazy you asked me that. I told him about Abraham dealing with the false spirit on the mountain, telling him, man, kill your son in front of everybody and show you love me. That's how you prove your love. What? Dude was like, nah, man. And so, you know, he didn't have no cognitive dissonance. Bro was more on some free me from all this effery, from all of the the crazy dogmatic rhetoric of religion. He was like, man, talk more, say more. And then he told me his sister just died last week. And then he said 4 days before her, his partner passed away, or his cousin or somebody. And he said he looked just like me. You know, he said, my cousin looked dead on you. I don't want to spook. He said, I didn't want to trip you out or nothing, but yeah, that my homie just died. He looked just like you. I'm like, yeah, this ain't no coinky dink that I'm sitting here with this Osby and you just grabbing onto it. Man, Shebrew told me before she went up, an angel come with every copy of Osby. And she said, and I think Cosmon said she got that from him. You dig what I'm saying? So yeah, man, it's not no coincidence that this is happening. And I see it in real light. Like, man, let me share it with you, bro. So, you know, this is Cosmon era. Call me Cosmon Chris. Oh, what happened to my name? I have my name up there. Hold on.
trust. I never ever switch on us. Pay the bills with y'all I trust. It's the summertime and it's all us.
How much I love, like the birds and bees, some things had enough. Let's take a road trip out to the beach. See the sunrise, that's who I be. Summertime love, summertime love, like the birds and bees, some things had enough. Let's take a road trip out to the beach. See the sunrise, that's who I be.
You're my baby and I know that you need it. So I'ma give you everything you need it. I'ma be that shoulder when you lean it. Nah, baby, you ain't never ever seen it. Type of love you ain't never ever leaving. You ain't got to believe it. This is something that you know when you're sold. I'm the hand you gon' hold when you old. The greatest love story ever told. Baby, you're the hands in my gold. You're like an ornament, girl, my heart's content. So I can hear and sin, look. And if there is a God, she is love. I can feel it when you smile and your hugs. Baby girl, you're the only one I'm calling on. When the summertime come, we're gon' be gone.
Summertime love, like the birds and bees, some things had enough. Let's take a road trip out to the beach. See the sunrise, just you and me. Just you and me.